Nice little sunny day afternoon here in San Diego. Hope the weather's lovely where you're at as well.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's real good. Yeah, can't
Australia
complain.
is always good. Australia is the best. It's awesome.
You've been here before, you know all about it.
Oh yeah, it's great. I miss it. I miss it dearly.
And you coming back? You got to come back.
We definitely should.
Is there plans?
We definitely have a bunch of stuff happening in the
Oh, I
next
see
couple of years.
a little sparkle in the eye there. Yeah, nice.
A lot of fun, a lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. We just announced South America today in Mexico. Oh
Oh,
baby. Yeah. It's the calm before the storm, baby.
that's
I
awesome,
love it.
man. That's really cool. That's really cool. I love your studio space. Or is this like your jam room, or is this your studio
This
space?
is this is this is my home studio. We have a jam room as well. That's
Nice.
essentially this, but like way bigger. But this is where I do like most of like my mixing and tour prep and get the shows all dialed in and um yeah, all like the sound effects you hear in between songs and all the cool stuff. Like
Yeah, yeah. Sick.
this is where the magic happens.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
well, of course, the new Pierce the Veil album is amazing. Long awaited, been a little
Thank you.
while. It's called The Jaws
Yeah.
of Life. And man, it's rad. It's really cool. I love it. I love the new direction as well. It's very different stylistically than your previous stuff. So where'd
Yeah.
that come from?
Honestly, that wasn't like uh, I think from the very beginning we kind of I mean every album we do is kind of the same process like or the same mindset of like let's not do the same album again. Let's try something a little bit different. Um and yeah, with this album it was kind of that a little snapshot of where we were at in our lives, like what we were listening to. I was listening to a lot of Deftones, a lot of Rage Against the Machine, Vic's a big fan of Smashing Pumpkins and Pearl Jam, just like all
Oh,
the old school classic, and you had to check your shirt. You're like, am I wearing one?
yeah, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just that stuff always kind of leaks in there. And I think our main goal was to try to make an album. We're normally pretty like technical when it comes to albums. Like there's just like every song has just a shit ton of stuff going on, and I think we really tried to kind of peel stuff back a little bit and try to make I don't want to say more simple songs. It was mainly more impactful songs, more songs that had maybe more riffs that were easily broken down. Like a perfect example would be like Past the Nirvana, like our
Mm.
first single. Like the song is a very simple song on guitar. There's not a lot to it, but for some reason it just really spoke to us, spoke to that aggression. And I think that's kind of what we were chasing with every song, kind of let the song kind of guide us. And yeah, it turned out to be some pretty cool and interesting tunes that we kind of created, and we loved the direction it was going with. Yeah, it was really fun to make.
Yeah, it's awesome. Really took me by surprise, and I
Yeah.
man, it's cool. It's really
Sometimes
cool.
sometimes you got to be bold, man, and that's kind of what we're in a great position to try that. And with this album, and yeah, this album was one of those records that like if we couldn't do it on the last record, this is the record to do it on. And that was that kind of mindset. Like, hey, this song doesn't really belong like this. It's like it's a weird song. What do we do with it? Well, let's throw it on the record. We feel cool about it. Like we just can't get away from it. So that's just kind of how it was. And I think, yeah, like you said, it's a very different stylistic approach, but it's still in my mind a PTV record.
So how far back do the songs go? You mentioned like, oh, one song doesn't fit with what you're doing at the time. Did you have these songs going further back where you've sort of just put them in the vault, waiting for the right time to dig
I
in?
wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't say that. I was just more talking about stylistically the songs. Like, yeah, these songs were written over the last 4 or 5 years for
Mm.
sure. But there was just certain songs like perfect example of a song called Shared Trauma on the record. That's just like a very loopy, very like almost like a lo-fi sounding song.
Yeah.
I actually made on this laptop right here. I think I was like on a plane or something, and I was just fiddling around and messing with this loop idea. Showed it to Vic. He was like, well, "This is really cool. I don't know what we would use this for, but it's cool." And then it just we threw it in the vault, like you said. We had a little vault, and like so when we went into New Orleans and showed all the songs to Paul Meany, he picked that one out and was like, "What's this?" And we were kind of thrown off. It's like, "What do you mean? Like, what are you thinking?" He's like, "This has to be on the album." And we're like, "Whoa," So we never actually thought about that. It was just a really cool vibe that we couldn't escape from. Like, we're just like, "This is cool." So like stuff like that, like I don't know if we could have done that on the last album. Something that kind of bold, but I think this album was like the perfect resting place for that kind of stuff.
You also wrote some stuff in Seattle, right? Or Vic did? Is that right?
Yeah, Vic went up to Seattle to he actually got to use Mike Herrera from MXPX's studio. Yeah, so he went up there to do he likes to travel when he's doing like lyrics and stuff, just to get out of his, out of the San Diego vibe and just kind of get yourself in different places and stuff. And yeah, so he went up there and worked on some songs, and yeah, it was a really fun trip. We were connected the whole time, and it was a great time. He told me the house was haunted, so that conversation ended really fast. I was like, "Okay, gotta go."
Mate,
Not into it.
Don't get me down that road. I might have to have a chat with him. I'm doing something on the side here. We're talking about haunted studios and stuff
No,
like that. That's
I am all set. I am all set on that.
No, I need to know, but I'll have to ask him about that when he comes down. But do
Yeah.
you think? Yeah, of course, the different environments like New Orleans and or New Orleans, or however you pronounce it. This is my Australian. Yeah.
I like
yeah, all that stuff. Everything we say sounds backwards. But do you think that the different cities had an effect on the finished album?
Yeah, totally.
In?
I mean, even when the songs were, we had the songs pretty much in a skeleton version when we got to New Orleans, but just being in that city alone, man, was you would open. We were right in the middle of it. We had a house on Royal Street. You walk outside and there would be just a random parade going through. We'd be like, "What is happening? Like, this is amazing," And I remember recording a bunch of audio. Like every time we go to like a bar, a restaurant, we'd walk in the like on Frenchman Street. Like I was recording just everything, just ambient sounds, and throwing them in like little parts of the album from here. Little things just to kind of we always kind of do fun stuff like that on a normal listen you wouldn't really know what it is, but to us we're like, "Oh, that's the bar from that one spot, member, like that's whatever." So yeah, that definitely the vibe was totally right. Like it was such a cool, warm, inviting place. We felt very comfortable there making that album, especially because we did it in a house. Like we built a studio in the house, or Paul Meany did, and it was a lot of fun.
He's a legend. I love Mutemath.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way,
guy's a wild. Yeah, he's a wild man, and that's another thing too. Like working with somebody who is also an artist, who also has experience with bandmates, with labels, management. Like he knows the ins and outs of being an artist, and that was really cool to like relate to him on that level. And also, just we've never actually had another artist in the studio with us like that, pushing us creatively. Like yeah, and he had obviously big opinions on certain things, so obviously there was some butting heads, but that's kind of what we wanted out of this process. And yeah, it was cool.
And I like that you name dropped him in the song, that passing.
Oh yeah, yeah. He really.
What did you say about that?
He really liked that. Oh yeah, he told Vic was talking. Vic's like, "Dude, I think I'm gonna put him in the song here," and we're like, "Oh, that's fucking funny." And we were dying. He's like, wait till we send him the vocals, because Vic and I did the vocals here in San Diego in our studio, where we actually jam, and we had a lot of fun. He had a lot of fun doing that. He's like, "Wow, I'm so honored."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a drop. But you also have Third Eye Blind drummer Brad Hargreaves. I can't even talk. Hargreaves. Blah. Yeah, Tiana's used to me doing that. So how was it working with him? How did that happen? How'd you get him?
That guy, bless his heart, such a legend. The guy is like, he makes just iconic drum fills. Like, can we just say that? Like, the guy is, anything he plays, you're like, that should be the start of a song every time, every single time. He was an old friend, our good buddy Curtis Peoples, who helped write a couple songs on the album. They've just in the same circle. They've known each other for a really long time, and Um, I know Vic has worked with them in the past on a couple songs, just like here and there, little bits and bobs like stuff. But when we were trying to figure out who's going to drum on the album, his name just got brought up, and we're like, just shoot our shot. Just ask. What's the worst thing that can happen? He says no, you know. So we texted him, called him, and he was immediately down. And we were just he was just like, absolutely, for sure. Let me know what I got to do. And so we went to LA for about 3 or 4 days. We kind of jammed a couple songs. And then we went to New Orleans, demoed all, recorded pretty much all the stuff minus the drums. She showed up, and in like 4 days, three or 4 days, banged out the whole album, just
Right.
like a machine.
Love
And
it.
then obviously, like, we're all massive fans of Third Eye Blind. I'm pretty sure it's like Vic's probably one of his favorite bands. Like it was incredible. Just me playing with him, the rhythm section. It was awesome. It was one of those moments like I don't think I can even forget if I tried. It was so much fun.
That's so
But he's
awesome.
just a great guy, and he brings such an awesome his playing style and just everything. He just brings. He really elevated what we did in New Orleans for sure. Like, and we're so thankful to have awesome friends like that. Um, it's awesome, man. Life's cool. Life's pretty wild sometimes.
Yeah, man. It's cool when sometimes you can call up your heroes and be like, hey, man, you
People
know,
helping people, man. I love it.
that's awesome. That's so cool. But a lot of bands that I've spoken to over even just the last couple of months say how awesome it was last year to get back on the road and things felt like it was, really starting to kick back into gear. And you guys had an awesome year by the looks of things.
Yeah,
Like it just, yeah, really kicked off hard for you. How was it getting back out there? Did you feel that there was that difference?
oh yeah. I think we were definitely, we were rehearsed, we were ready, we were nice and limber, ready to rock. We felt fresh. The only thing you can't really practice for or get used to is as soon as you walk out on that stage and just fans connect with you, that energy, that feeling. Um, God, there's not there, you can't explain it. It's such
Yeah.
an awesome vibe. And it was literally like the most I've ever felt it. It felt so incredible. It felt like I said, like we felt like a brand new band, and that was just something that not a lot of people get that chance to do. Kind of reset. It was just such an. I mean, I can't. It blows my mind even thinking about it. How awesome it was. It was the best type of. Yeah, it was incredible. I'm so happy, so thankful that we were able to do what we do, and that fans stuck around. Because a lot of times in this day and age, man, people you can be forgotten in a day. So being able to go back on the road, have people come out in the way they did, in the fashion that they did, it's super unbelievable, and we're just thankful. Like honestly, with everything, with the TikTok stuff for King for a
Oh,
day,
yeah,
like all that stuff, like
crazy.
man, like you couldn't have picked a more perfect time for us. It felt really special, and those shows that we've played so far felt like we never left, man. It felt like it was pretty awesome, and I think um, we have that kind of hungry drive that we want to kind of take over the world.
That's what you
That's like
want.
the plan. That's what you want. So we're like I said, we're very thankful, very lucky to be in the spot that we're in, and we're gonna try to take advantage and ride this wave.
You also played, was it the When We Were Young festival in
Yeah.
October, right? And you're doing
Oh
it
yeah.
this year.
We're the
And that,
only band. We're the only band that's doing it. We'll be when we were young veterans on that show. Can you believe that?
man, what a
Isn't
lineup,
that wild?
dude. That's so good. Like,
Yeah, we're stoked. The first one was incredible. Like that was just a testament to the genre itself, man.
yes.
Like people came out in like Coachella numbers and like massive, like it was a massive festival. There's like 100,000 people there, like incredible. And that just goes to show you that like people really care about this music and care about this culture. And it was really awesome to see. Like I loved it. It was an amazing Vegas experience, minus the one day that got canceled because of the wind. That was pretty rough because then you had a bunch of about 100,000 displaced emos running the streets, and
Yeah.
it was I felt bad for each and every single one of them. I was like, I literally, I think I apologized like 400 times that day to every person I saw in the street.
But you didn't do the
Hey,
unless you got a weather machine.
Sorry. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I got a phone call literally I was leaving the casino that we were staying at, the hotel, and I got a phone call, and I had to call our manager and be like, "This is a joke, right? You're fucking with me." And it was like a real deal. Like they canceled it. We're like, "No way."
Damn, that's
Yeah,
brutal.
but the second and third show went on as planned, and they were fantastic. Some of my favorites, some of my favorite shows I played like ever were those ones.
We need something like that down here.
I know. I mean,
Yeah,
you guys had Soundwave for a while, right?
yeah, but
That was a pretty big
we got
festival.
Good Things now. Good Things Festival. You
Oh,
man,
Good Things
Good
Festival.
Things is where yeah, that's that happens usually around November, December, October. Yeah,
Yeah,
November, December, which is a real good time.
I
You got
love
to
it.
come down and party with us at
I
one
love
of
it.
those or something. That'd be sick.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Mate, I have a fridge full of beers there for you.
Woo!
Just come down. We'll have a barbecue and we'll
I love it.
the Australian way.
I love it.
And, mate, hey, it's been awesome hanging out with you today, man. It's
Of
been really
course.
cool. But
Same.
we will have all the links to the new album, The Jaws of Life. And mate, you take care. Enjoy your day. I don't know what time
Yeah, thanks.
it's out there. It's you know, but we'll be seeing you soon, I hope.
Absolutely. We shall definitely be seeing you guys soon. Hopefully, like I said, a lot of new stuff coming up, a lot of tons of tours, tons of shows all over the world. Let's get wild.
Let's do
Jaws
it.
of Life, February 10th.
That's it.
Let's do it.
Let's go.